Hello everybody, I welcome you to installation of SageMath. In this short video, I am going to explain how to install SageMath in various operating systems. These days, installing softwares in any operating system is fairly simple, and I'm sure most of you would not require any help. However, just in case you have trouble, this particular video might help you. So I'm going to explain installing Sage in 3 operating systems. First in Linux, then in Mac operating system, and followed by Windows operating system. Most of you might be using Windows operating system, so that will help you. At the end, I will also explain, in case you are not able to install SageMath in your system, you can use Sage online. Therefore, you do not actually need to install Sage. However, I recommend that in case you are successful in installing Sage in your system, please do that, because that will be faster in order to use. So let us look at installing Sage in Linux. There are 3 ways in which one can install Sage in Linux. Every Linux distribution comes with what is called a package manager. So one can install through this package manager, or one can install through pre-built binary tarball, or one can build Sage from its source. Installing SageMath from distribution's package manager is generally preferred and faster. It also removes many dependencies. In case your operating system does not provide SageMath in the package manager, you can install from pre-built binary file. However, if you compile SageMath from its source, you might be able to run a slightly more up-to-date version. You can also modify it and contribute back to Sage project. But you should keep this in mind that this may take a lot of time, more than 4 hours even on faster computers. So suppose if you want to install Sage from tarball or binary file, first you need to download this particular file from the browser, the SageMath official website. First you need to decide what is your computer's distribution, and based on that you can choose appropriate file. So let me just show you by going to the official Sage website. So this is official Sage website, sagemath.org. So if you go to download 9.0, then you can go to any mirror site. For example, let me click on MIT Cambridge USA site. So now you can choose Linux binary for 32-bit and 64-bit. Both are available. So let us just click on this and choose, let us say, 64-bit. In case, now you just look at what distribution matches your operating system. So then you download the appropriate one. Suppose you download the first one. Once you have downloaded this, then you can unzip this file or extract this file in a folder. There are multiple ways of doing. You can simply double click in the file browser, or you can use tar command. So tar space xvzf space the file name which you have downloaded, and then click. It will take little time, and then it will unzip this file or extract this file in a directory which is called SageMath. Sage, S capital, M capital for math. Once you this process is over, Then if you go to that particular directory, you will see a file name with Sage. This is an executable file. Now you can run this file by a command /sage. But this command you have to give from this particular SageMath directory. It will not work from outside. In case you want Sage to start from anywhere from your terminal, you can make a soft link using this command ln-s, and then give the path to the SageMath directory, and followed by /user local bin sage, and then you can start Sage from anywhere. If you want to start Sage Python IPython notebook, then you can give a command sage space -n IPython. -n stands for notebook. So this will start a Jupyter notebook in your web browser. One can also install Sage from what is called Conda Conda Forge project. Many of you might be already using Anaconda or let us say Python. So in case you have installed Anaconda, then you can also install Sage using Conda Forge command. I'll just show you from its website. It is available. So if you go to again the official website, so then you just go to the download, and then here you will see a installation guide. In this installation, when you open this installation guide, it will tell you how to install Sage from Conda Forge. So this is where you can click. Okay? So if you click on this, you will see there are commands to install Sage from Conda Forge. Okay, so this is how you install SageMath in your Linux operating system. This is fairly simple. I'm sure those who are using Linux will find it not very difficult. If you want to install Sage from Mac operating system, again there are three ways to do that. You can install from tarball, or you can install from DMG file. You can install from app.dmg. All these three files you can download from website. So let me again show you. In case you go to this website, and if you go to download and go to Mac operating system, again go to any mirror site, then let us say suppose you have Intel processor, and then all these files it gives you, right? You can see here app.dmg, there is a DMG file, there is a tar file also. Okay, so you can download whichever file you want, and then you can. So in case you want to install from tarball, the process is exactly similar to what one does from for Linux distribution. And in case you want to install from DMG or app.dmg, then you simply double click this file, and it will it will mount, and then you can of course it will take little time, and once it has mounted, then you can drag this folder SageMath in application directory, and once you go to that directory, you will see a Sage file again, executable Sage file, which when you click that, the Sage will start. In case you have installed from app.dmg, you will see a shortcut on your desktop, and you can simply double click on that shortcut and it will start. Okay, so this is again very, very simple. And installing Sage in Windows operating system of late has also become very simple. Only thing is that it requires 64-bit operating system. For 32-bit operating system, installation of Sage in 32-bit operating system is still slightly I would not say very, very difficult, but it is a kind of different process. it is installed using virtual machine. So one has to install first virtual machine and then add Sage program in that. Okay, so if you want to install SageMath for Windows operating system, I think if you are using this for first time, you may go to this wiki sagemath.org home page, and you will see that it gives you a line by line description how to go about installing Sage in Windows operating system. Of course, this manual was created for Sage 8.0. However, the process remains still the same. Okay, so you can go through this before starting in case you have any problem. Now let me just tell you how one can install Sage in Windows. So let me again go to this particular download. You can go for click on this Windows, and then there are two ways in which you can download this file. You can go to GitHub release page, where it also tells you how to the installation process, or you can go to any mirror site. For example, let me again go to this MIT Cambridge USA website, and you can download SageMath 9.0 installer. So since I have already downloaded, I'll just show you what is the process. So let me go to download page. So let us see, this is here, download Sage 9.0 installer. So let me double click this. Once you double click this, it will ask you it will give you this welcome to SageMath setup wizard. So you simply say go to next. Once you ask it to go to next, it will ask you to accept the agreement. So you simply accept it. I think it is good idea. You can even go through this agreement and then go to next, and it will install by default for current user. In case you want to install for all the users in your operating system, then you have to log in as an administrator. Otherwise any user can install. Okay, then you go to next. It will ask you to choose a folder in which you want to install. If you do not want to install, if you want to choose the default one, you simply say next, and then it will ask you to choose what are the components that you want to install. Here there is only one extra component, which is SageMath HTML documentation. In the beginning, I think it is recommended that you also install this particular documentation. Then go to next, and then it will say that it will create two icons on your desktop and create start menu icons on your desktop. Okay, so ask it to go to the next, and then it tells you that what are the things that it will install. Setup type will be full installation, and it installs math core, SageMath core, SageMath HTML documentation, and some additional task it will create. Now you can click on install. Since I have already installed in my system, I don't want to click on install. But let me tell you that this installation, depending upon the computer speed and RAM, it will take a while, because this is fairly big program. In my computer it has taken about 20-25 minutes, because I am using an old computer. This is almost I think 7-8 years old. Okay, so let me cancel this. Once you have installed Sage, once the installation process is over, it will create a three icons on your desktop. These are the three icons: Sage 9.0 notebook, SageMath 9.0 shell, and SageMath 9.0. Now you may be wondering which one to use. So in the beginning, it's better to use SageMath 9.0 notebook. That is what we will be using in this particular training session. But this SageMath Shell and SageMath 9.0, these are also full-fledged program. It runs from Sage from shell, or it runs from what is called console. Many people prefer using Sage from command line, and that is why this is there. Okay, so let us start Sage notebook. So if I double click, initially it may take a little while. because it has to set up the path and all that, etc. But let us see for me how much time it takes. I already ran this before, so it is not taking too much of time. Okay, so now once you have started this, you can see these are your files and the folders, and let us start the Sage worksheet. So you click on this new, and then it will ask you to choose. You can choose Python 3 in case you simply want to use do Python programming. You can use Sage 9.0 in case you have installed other softwares like Octave, or you have installed for example Julia, then it will give you that choice as well. So let me choose Sage 9.0. So once you have chosen Sage 9.0, this is a window you will see. This is the input box. This is where you will type any command. So let me just say if I want to add two numbers, let us say this number plus another number, and then you can click on run, or you can press shift followed by enter. Okay? Shift first, keep shift pressed, and then press enter. So let me say if I want to multiply this number by another number, then I will use shift and then enter. Or if I want to find out, let us say factorial of a number, how about finding factorial of 150, right? So this is what you will get. Okay, so anyway, I will explain more on this Sage worksheet and various functionality when we formally start using Sage. Let me close this program at present. So you can say log out, so it will say leave. You can go to this home again and say quit, and then you can close this browser. The Sage Math this kernel would have closed. Okay, so this is fairly simple. Now let us come to the presentation once again. So in case you are unable to install Sage, or you don't want to install Sage in your operating system, you can also use this other online, but Sage also can be run, or you can run Sage from USB key. So it provides a Debian Live USB key. Again, you can go to the website and you can download this, and you can burn in your USB drive, and you can run, or you can restart the system from this USB key. Actually, this contains a full-fledged Linux distribution, and including Sage. So this way also you can use Sage. As I said, you can also, in case you are unable to install Sage in your system, there are two ways in which you can use online. So let me explain what are these two ways. So let me again go to the Sage website. So this is the Sage website. Let me go to this Sage website again. Yeah, so okay, now if you come down, you will see two things. There is something called SageMath cell. So if you click on SageMath cell, then it will take you to this particular browser, where you have one small you have a cell, you have a box. This is where you can type anything, any Sage command. For example, if I want to, let us say, find exponential of a number, let us say 2.0, and then again either you can click on evaluate, or you can press shift enter. So when you press shift enter, you will see below there will be output. If you want to find, let us say, value of sine pi by 2, then this is how you can type, and then when I say press enter, again this value is pi by 2, right? So of course it will show you only the last output of the last command. In case you want to see all of them, you can type, let us say, print the first one and also print the last one. Okay, then I can say print print the last one. Okay, so this, and then shift enter. Now you will see both the outputs. Okay, so this is again fairly simple, and this particular Sage Math one cell can be actually embedded in any web browser, so that's the advantage. Now let us go to again to the website. You can also use Sage Online from CoCalc, stands for collaborative calculation, and it uses SageMath Cloud. So let me click here, and then you can run CoCalc for now, or you can create your login ID and then start using. In fact, this particular CoCalc provides many things. Actually, it is a full operating system in some sense. You do not require any operating system. All you require is a browser. You can use Python programming language, you can use LaTeX, you can use all the functionality of Linux operating system, Octave, R for statistics. You can use it in teaching, you can collaborate with your collaborator, or you can share all the works with your students. All these things are very simple in this case. Of course, the free version will have limitations, and if you want to have more space, more memory, then you might have to subscribe, and it requires money. Okay, but this is free, in case you simply want to make use of for your personal purpose. I think this is good enough. So you can create your login ID using your Gmail account or using any other account. Let me sign in. I already have created one account here, so it takes little bit time, but yeah, it will come. Okay, so this is what it is. Now let me log in. I have created one account, ajit72.training @gmail.com. So this particular email ID you can also use it to communicate with me. And let us say password, I don't know, let me see. I hope I have not forgotten the password. Okay, I think I have. Okay, let me try once again. Okay, so it looks like I have forgotten, but anyway, let me. In any case, it is, let me just show you without logging in. Yeah, so let me see, run CoCalc now. So it doesn't require login ID. But it will take little time because my connection is also slow. Yeah, so now you can use Sage 9.0. Click on this, and that's it. You are here. You can type anything. This to the power, let us say 2, and it will give you an output. It is still running. Yeah, so you can say, for example, let's say plot sine of x. Yes, right. So it is fairly simple, but I suggest you create your login ID. That will be much better. Okay, so thank you. I mean, that's what I wanted to explain in installation part. So I expect all of you should have installed SageMath before we start the formal session on 20th May. So thank you very much.